No one is perfect, that's why pencils have erasers. This is a quotation of the day, hoping it makes your day better. Welcome for your main edition of the news on G24. Good evening. Now, the summary. Opening in Gabon transmission to the various parties of the records related to the meeting on the price of bread held last Friday at the Ministry of Economy. Also, as prelude to the International Day of Women and Girls in Science and Technology, the Association Top Sciences is organizing a caravan from February 9 to 11 in the high schools of Greater Libreville. Stay tuned, we have more for you after the transition. Welcome back, dear televiewers. We open with the transmission to the various parties of the records related to the meeting on the price of bread held last Friday at the Ministry of Economy, a symbolic gesture that shows the willingness of the highest authorities in the country to relieve the basket of the housewife in this exceptional global crisis. The details with Vanessa Togo.
They were all present: government authorities, exporters, bakers and grocers. At the end of the meeting, the speeches were in the same direction.
The bread today is 125 CFA francs, and there is a new bread which is introduced with a new dimension, which is 75 CFA francs.
Today it is a question of monitoring, of putting into practice all the resolutions that we have taken here with all the actors to avoid that we experience phenomena of shortage or rationing as we have experienced these last days.
The violins are clearly tuned, except for a few details. Everyone will have to play their part to ensure that things go in the right direction. It should be remembered that the issue of rising prices is a generalized problem caused by the sharp rise in the cost of raw materials, such as wheat in this case. All countries around the world are working to support, as best they can, the pressure on populations.
Also, as a prelude to the International Day of Women and Girls in Science and Technology, the Association Top Sciences is organizing a caravan from February 9 to 11 in the high schools of Greater Libreville. The aim is to encourage young girls to take up science careers. Maria Batista Bina tells us more.
Faced with the gender mismatch observed in the science profession in Gabon, the women scientists who are members of the association Top Science are gaining visibility by sharing their experiences with the new generation in the various establishments of the capital. They have a single objective: to encourage vocation for science job among young girls.
The message I want to convey to young girls is to be passionate. When you are passionate, you can overcome all obstacles. Today, all jobs are open and the problem of gender no longer exists.
For this first edition, the team focused on the gender gap in science, judge glaring that they intend to rebalance.
The goal is to break down the barriers and taboos that exist between the genders.
Over 3 days, these women will spread out the different establishments of Libreville to raise awareness and action they intend to carry out throughout this year.
From education to society, from the 8th to the 9th of this month, the Committee for the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, the CEDEF, analyzed Gabon's 7th periodic report by video conference. What are the stakes? The answers in this report. Presenting her country's report, Prisca Raimundo Lenkoho, Minister of Social Affairs and Women's Rights of Gabon, described the social, economic and political measures taken by her country to limit the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on most at-risk populations, including women and girls. The minister then indicated that the strategy for the promotion of women's rights and the reduction of gender inequalities applied by her country included 33 measures being implemented by 7 ministerial departments. In addition to Lane Coho and several of her collaborators at the Ministry of Social Affairs and Women's Rights, the Gabonese delegation was composed in particular of Mireille Sarazenze, permanent representative of Gabon to the United Nations in Geneva, the Director of Economic and Social Citizen Promotion, and several officials from the Ministries of Justice and Foreign Affairs. Women's rights are clearly progressing in the country, even if there are still socio-cultural constraints, concluded the committee while making recommendations. We move on. Last month, the Gabonese Ministry of Sport, Youth and Associative Life launched a call for projects for income-generating activities for young people aged between 15 and 35 years as part of the National Youth Day. Ayana Kenige tells us more in this report about this day.
It is a call for a project of income-generating activities which is part of the fight against youth unemployment in Gabon by allowing them to become autonomous. More than a month later, no less than 417 applications have been registered.
Today, the work that has been done is to look at the descriptive details of the project, to look at the socio-professional situation of the project holder, the capacity of the project to create employment, also to look at the geographical location of the project, because the objective is also to go with this offer to support youth in countryside, and we will look at all these aspects in the National Selection Committee and then follow the publication of results to identify the 50 winners of this initiative.
At the end, 50 projects will be selected. For the Director General of Youth, Rostan Lepondo, this competition is open to all provinces of the country.
This is an initiative that concerns the whole country, and I can assure you that all provinces and all young people of these provinces have been candidates. No province is absent from the process, and we will take into account, because we are obliged to go to the interior of the country, and the instruction of the Minister, Frank Gema, is clear. Beyond the Great Libreville, provinces must also be beneficiaries of the support brought by Youth Initiative.
In addition to the Ministry of Youth, partners such as the OIF, ANPI, the National Employment Office, sectoral ministries and UNESCO make up the National Selection Committee. After the publication of the result, the last phase will consist in a ceremony of handing over the kits and checks to the different winners.
Also, every February 10th, the world celebrates the International Leguminous Day. And established by the United Nations, it is a reminder of the importance of these traditional crops, which combine a number of qualities that make them more than recommendable for all consumers, a report signed by Vanessa Togo.
According to the United Nations, leguminous plants can contribute to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Indeed, these traditional crops have a great importance due to their nutritional value, their food security, and their respect for the environment. Leguminous plants are rich in nutrients and have a high protein content, very interesting in regions where meat and dairy products are difficult to access. These plants are low in fat and high in fiber, and because of these qualities, they are recommended by health organizations in the treatment of diabetes and heart disease. For farmers, they are an important crop because they can both be sold and consumed locally, thus preserving the autonomy and economic stability of the farm. Also, experts estimate that up to 1/3 of the food prepared for human consumption in the world is lost or wasted, but have a stable shelf life, meaning that in an airtight package, they will keep for months or even years without losing their nutritional qualities. Leguminous plants can be produced in large quantities without damaging the soil and stay positive impact on the environment. They need less water than other crops to grow and also play a role in the fight against erosion and soil depletion. They do not need nitrogen fertilizers because they fix the nitrogen themselves. This self-sufficiency makes it possible to strongly limit the emission of greenhouse gases.
Last but not the least, the International Football Federation unveiled its monthly barometer of nations this day. The big winner is Senegal. The Lions of Teranga, recent winners of the AFCON 2021, rise to the 18th place. We have more details with Yana Kenenge.
The Red Devils of Belgium started the year of 2022 at the top of this ranking ahead of Brazil and France, 2018 world champion. Noting that Belgium finished the year 2021 number 1 of the world for the 4th consecutive year and 5th in time in their history after the 2015 edition. Argentina, winner of the last Copa America, takes the 4th place from England, but one of the biggest improvements of this FIFA ranking is certainly Senegal, the African champion, taking now the 18th position, their best ranking ever. Egypt, finalist of the AFCON 2021, is 34th in the world, while Cameroon, bronze medalist of the AFCON, is now 38th. This AFCON 2021 has also played a major role in New World Order on football. Thus, Algeria, which was eliminated in the first round in the Cameroon edition, has gone from the 29th place to the 43rd place in 1 month, a loss of 14 places. The Scorpions of Gambia jumped for their part 25 places compared to the December place when they were in 125th place. And Gabon for its part gained 7 places in this ranking and is now positioned 82nd in the world and 16th on the African continent.
It's time to end this news edition, but before, let's review the summary. We opened in Gabon with the transmission to the various parties of the records related to the meeting on the price of bread held last Friday at the Ministry of Economy. Also, as prelude to the International Day of Women and Girls in Science and Technology, the Association Top Sciences is organizing a caravan from February 9th to 11th in the high schools of Greater Libreville. Keep watching G24 and keep following us on social medias where information is non-stop. Stay tuned for the news in French hosted by the majestical Guillaume Pacey. This news edition was directed by Alex Ngoy, and at the sound you had Aminata Maganga. At 10:30 p.m. I'll be back for another news edition in English. Till then, take care of yourselves and goodbye.